Hi, I'm Coach Edgerly. Thank you for tuning into this video. Today's video is on finishing and footwork. I believe footwork is one of the most foundational pieces of offensive play, and finishing is really what separates the great players, especially those at the higher level, from those at the lower levels. These drills are good for all ages, all skill levels, and so I hope you enjoy and I hope that you incorporate this into your summer workouts or into preparing your team for a season. Thank you for watching. These are Supermans. The players are basically doing a skip. Their right knee goes up with their right hand, and they're trying to reach as high as they can, their left knee up with their left hand. This drill is called clip the hip drill, a catchphrase that players can remember to help them go north and south or toward the basket as much as possible on their drives. The offensive player is using a direct drive going to their dominant side. They're all right-handed, so their left foot is their pivot foot. They're keeping their weight on their pivot foot so that they can forcefully push off of that foot toward the basket. They're also ripping the ball hard and low to keep it away from the defender in order to protect the ball. Clip the hip drill, this time with the crossover step. The offensive player is jabbing hard to their right and crossing over with their right foot to their left side, again trying to go north and south as much as possible. Here we're working on a first step toward the basket. This is called a direct drive, so the player is going to their dominant side. Their left foot is their pivot foot, and then doing an inside foot finish where they're jumping hard off of their inside foot, finishing with their right hand. Their right knee is forcefully going up to get them higher into the air, and they're finishing high off the glass. Here we're working on a direct drive, this time with a power finish off of 2 feet. The players can get to the basket in 1 or 2 dribbles. Under control, they stick their landing with wide feet, and they're leading with their inside shoulder, expecting contact with the defender. Their inside hand forms an arm bar as they go up, and again, they're finishing high off the glass. Here we're adding an up fake to our power finish. Again, the players come to a good 2-footed jump stop. They're on balance. With their up fake, they move the ball to about chin or face level, and they wait for about a second to give the defender time to jump and then come down before exploding up and then finishing their shot high off of the glass. This is called a pro hop, which is basically a sideways jump stop, a great play for a perimeter player to create space for a shot. So here off of their second dribble, the players go into a sideways jump stop. They're ripping the ball through high at about face level to keep it from getting stolen, and then going into a short mid-range shot. The players are now going into a crossover step with a pull-up shot. So again, they're jabbing with their right foot. They're crossing over their right foot to the left side of the defender, making a strong, forceful move to the center of the key for a little pull-up shot. It's important that players learn to do these moves violently. They make a violent jab step. They make a violent crossover step without traveling in order to get open off of these moves. Not only is the fake in their jab step, but they're also using the ball. They should show the ball hard to the right before crossing over. Here's a crossover step with a left-handed floater in the middle of the lane. The player should be extending their left arm and snapping their wrist high, getting that shot over the big man or the help defender. I encourage my players with this shot to go off of 2 feet to have balance, especially if they take contact. Here I'm having the players demonstrate the footwork for a pull-up shot. We call it boom 1-2. The players make a powerful boom dribble that helps propel them up into the air, followed by 2 short steps. In this case, when they go to their right, it should be left-right or 1-2. So boom 1-2, exploding straight up into the air for their shot. Here's a continuation of boom 1-2. This time the players are going to their left. So they're doing a crossover step, boom dribble, and then 1-2 into their shot. You'll notice that Logan in the middle goes right-left. The other players continue to go left-right into their shot. My players have now switched over to the left side where we continue all of the same footwork and finishing moves that you just saw from the other wing. This time I'm having my players use their right foot as their pivot foot. So they've become a left-handed player. They're finishing high off the glass with their left hand. Something we encourage is finish with your eyes. Get your eyes up on your target. Here the players are working on attacking the basket from the top of the key. They're coming to a controlled two-footed jump stop in the center of the key and then using a step-through move to create space to score. They're working on both going to their right and left, ripping the ball through hard after their jump stop. This is called Mike and drill with an inside foot finish, a great drill for both post players and perimeter players to get a lot of reps and just developing their touch around the basket. Here the player is grabbing the ball out of the net, stepping across, jumping hard off their inside foot, finishing with their outside hand high off the glass. Notice Caden getting a little too far under the basket, which he corrected by the end of the drill. Here's Mike and drill with a power finish. Logan is demonstrating here. One thing I would like him to do is get lower, keeping his butt down and then exploding up toward the basket. But again, keeping shoulders parallel and getting the ball high off the glass. Here's Mike and drill with a reverse finish. On this finish, the player should be facing the opposite basket. They're jumping hard off of their inside leg and finishing with their outside hand. A drill that we use to kind of put everything together, footwork, finishing, competition, is one-on-one from the wing with a closeout. The offensive player will bounce the ball. On the touch, you'll notice the defensive player touching the offensive player. That's the offensive player's cue that we're live. The player is working on their first step and then getting to the basket in one or two dribbles. Another finishing drill that we use is called 4 seconds to score. You can do this from any area of the court. You can even do it from half court. But essentially the defender touches the offensive player, and the offensive player in his initial move now has 4 seconds to score, forcing him to be efficient and use his dribble wisely. This is called 1 versus 1 crash the boards drill. You can also use this with 3 players, 1 versus 1 versus 1. Players pursue the ball off of the missed shot. We encourage players to always go to the ball and to collect the ball with 2 hands, securing it, and then it's one-on-one until someone scores from there. This drill can sometimes be ugly as players scramble for the ball, but again, it forces them to be physical, to go to the basket, to play on balance, and to finish strong. This is called paint finish drill. It's live on the catch. The player has to be aware of their time in the key and also being able to make a move in traffic.